Thanks for joining me for this week's quick business tip. I'm Jennifer Swineford with Limitless Impact Agency. Today, we're going to talk about the feeling that we all know. It usually happens around 8 o'clock in the evening. You're sitting down on the couch, finally getting a chance to unwind, and your phone buzzes. So you look down and you see a text from one of your biggest clients. You read the first sentence and your stomach drops. Blood drains from your face. You realize that you've messed up and not in a small way. Maybe you're a realtor and you completely missed a deadline on an inspection response and you put your client's offer at a huge risk. Or maybe you're a contractor and you realize that your crew installed the wrong tile in a high-end master bathroom remodel. Or maybe you own an agency and you just sent out an email campaign with a broken link. And that means that thousands of your clients' prospects are being directed to a 404 error page. Whatever the mistake is, you know that it's entirely your fault. So today we're going to talk about those uncomfortable moments in business where we realize that we failed. Because the truth is, if you've been in the service industry for very long, you've dropped the ball. And if you haven't been in long enough to have dropped the ball yet, it's coming because we're all human. We're going to make mistakes and they're going to cost us time, money, and or emotional energy. But how you handle yourself after you realize you've made a mistake will be the deciding factor on whether or not you lose the client and get a one-star Google review or whether they become a raving fan for the rest of your career. Today, I want to walk you through the psychology of an apology. Now, when we make a mistake, human instinct dictates that we protect ourselves. We want to protect our ego, our reputation, and our bank account. So when the client sends an angry text, our brain immediately starts building a defense. Well, the email wasn't really clear, or my supplier shipped the wrong tile. It totally wasn't my fault. Or the other agent was really being difficult. Whatever it is, we deflect. And when we do come face to face with the client, we oftentimes deliver the public relations apology. We've all seen it. It's the apology that celebrities give when they get canceled. It sounds something like, I'm so sorry you feel that way. It was never my intention, blah, blah, blah. I apologize for the inconvenience. But what your client hears is, I'm not going to take the blame. You're being overly emotional. It's somebody else's fault, not mine. The public relations apology doesn't repair trust. It blows it to smithereens. If you've been listening to the podcast for very long, you know that I like to talk about competency and empathy. And when you make a mistake, your competency is going to take a temporary hit. But if you try to cover it up with a PR apology, your empathy drops somewhere below zero. You're no longer the expert that's there to guide your client through whatever problem you promised you'd solve them at the beginning. You instead become another villain in their story. But what if instead of seeing a mistake as failure, we look at it as an opportunity in disguise? There is this amazing concept in consumer psychology that states that a client who experiences a huge failure that is resolved well will end up being more loyal to your business than a client who never experienced a failure at all. So to say it a different way, when you fix a mistake well, you build deeper trust with your client than perfection ever could. Now, if you're wondering why, it's because on a psychological level, we expect perfection. When I sign a contract to have my kitchen remodeled and it gets done without any hiccups, I think awesome. I got exactly what I paid for. But when things go wrong, maybe the timeline blows up, the wrong materials arrive, then I, as a client, become extremely vulnerable. Things are not going as planned. And when you, the business, step into the mess with me, take a financial hit or a hit to your ego, fix it well, practice a little unreasonable hospitality, you are proving to me your character in a way that no words can. Because you can tell me anything you want, but when you show me who you are when things get tough, that's something that no amount of marketing can pay for it. Let me tell you a story. Imagine there's a contractor doing a high-end remodel. Now it's Friday afternoon. The homeowner comes home, walks into their master bath, and bursts into tears. Not the good kind. Because the tile in the shower is the wrong color. It's a cool gray, and they ordered a warm beige. The homeowner calls the project manager furious. He looks at his paperwork and realizes he wrote down the wrong SKU when he ordered it from the tile company. This is a $4,000 mistake and 2 full days of labor. Now, if he operates out of fear, as most people do when we feel like we're being attacked for making a mistake, he will try to convince her the gray looks better. Say, sleep on it over the weekend and let me know what you think. But if he understands this consumer psychology, he will do something completely different. He will drive to the house no matter how far it is from his. He will walk into the bathroom, look at the wall, turn to the homeowner and say, "You're absolutely right. This is the wrong tile. I ordered the wrong tile from the tile company. I am so sorry. This is 100% my fault." But he's not just going to stop there. He promises that the crew will come out over the weekend to tear it out. He's already made a phone call to the supplier, and he's going to pick up the beige tile as soon as he leaves her house. He tells her how he understands that her weekend is now ruined. So he would like to book her and her husband a weekend at the downtown Omni and cover dinner. He tells him to go enjoy the city, come back Sunday night, and the right tile will be on the wall. Now put yourself in that homeowner's shoes. She was super angry when she came home from work. But what story is she going to tell her friends when she sees them at a dinner party a month later? She's going to tell them about the contractor who accidentally installed the wrong tile, but tore it out and put them up in a super nice hotel and paid for their dinner. And then she's going to recommend that they hire him. So this contractor's mistake became one of his best marketing tactics. Now, I'm not telling you to go make mistakes on a regular basis, but when you do drop the ball and you know that you will, it's great to have a system in place that makes sure that your apology is so much better than a public relations apology. I have 4 steps that are super easy so that you always make a great apology. Number 1, confess. Don't put it off because the longer the mistake just hangs there, the more toxic it becomes. Call them immediately, show up if you can, apologize, and use simple, clear language. I messed up. This was my fault. And never say the word but. Because the moment that you say but, you have erased all the words that come before it. You have to take full ownership of the mistake, even if your supplier sent you the wrong tiles and you ordered the right ones. You are still the neck that they get to strangle because the buck stops with you. Now, step number two, you need to have an immediate fix because an apology without a plan, it's just, it's not going to work. So know before you talk to the client how you're going to fix it. I messed up. I dropped the ball. Here's exactly what I'm doing to fix it. And give them a roadmap out of the crisis. Now, if it's like you've missed a deadline or the timeline's been pushed back or something, there's nothing you can do to change that, but you can tell them what the plan is moving forward. Step three is unreasonable hospitality because correcting a mistake just gets you back to zero. You broke your trust. You have to give them something more to get that trust back. And this is where I like to apply unreasonable hospitality. If you cause them stress, give them peace. Maybe that's sending them to dinner, sending them a huge gift card to a wellness spa, paying for a house cleaner to come through that wasn't part of the plan originally. Whatever it is that's going to bring them peace. And this is going to hurt your wallet just a little bit. But that financial overage, let's call it, is letting your client know that you care more about your relationship with them than your profit margin. And the final step is to basically do it what doctors call an M&M. So a week after the dust settles, you want to follow up with the client. Tell them again that you're so sorry about the mistake that happened whenever it happened, and that you have implemented a new step in your process to make sure that this never happens again. So whether it's we've implemented a system that all of our realtors put calendar reminders in, or we have a double verification system for our ordering process, or whatever it is, tell them that you have a way that you have made sure that this is not going to be a frequent mistake. Thank them again for your grace. Step number four is what communicates to your client that the pain that they had served a purpose and it positions you as someone who is able to learn from their mistakes. We see it all the time on social media. We like to live our lives in highlight reels. We also like to live our business lives in highlight reels. Glossy marketing, high converting websites, perfect closing gifts. But true leadership comes from failure. It takes a massive amount of humility to look a client in the eye and say, I was wrong, I'm letting you down, and I'm going to fix it. If you listen to pride, you listen to your ego, it's going to tell you to hide, to put it off, to send a PR apology, or to blame the vendor, especially when it's the vendor's fault. But if you are able to give that pure, clean confession paired with unreasonable hospitality, it will turn your biggest failures into your greatest marketing moments. So the next time you get that sinking feeling in your stomach, take a deep breath, try to stick your pride back into a box and stick it on the shelf, fix the mess, and watch what happens. Thanks for joining me for quick business tips. I want to encourage you to own your mistakes, always lead with grace, and come back next week for even more business advice.